can't. Fuck off. Fuck off. Ah.
this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
Hello, good evening, quizzers. How's it all going? And very big warm welcome to the Big Nerd Pub Quiz live on YouTube from the salubrious surroundings of my bedroom here in Vestrevor, County Down in Northern Ireland. I'm your quizmaster, Mark Hughes. It's 8 p.m. It's Saturday, the 18th of April, and this is the 9th general knowledge quiz that we've done so far. That's like over 4 weeks now, and over 500 questions asked. It just keeps on getting bigger and better, and that's all thanks to the support and the great feedback I'm getting from you guys out there, all my friends and family. Thank you so much again. Tonight, as always, we've got 8 rounds of some really tricky trivia spanning a whole range of subjects, from like general knowledge and sports. We've got geography, we've got movies, we've got music tonight, and of course we've got a special return of a very special reeling in the years round tonight. So yes, do looking forward to that. I know a lot of you guys really loved that the last time we did it. Big hello to everyone who's played before, and a massive welcome to those who are playing for the first time tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you've played before, you know the score, but if this is your first time playing, this is how you play Big Nerd Pub Quiz. All right, so here we go. Ooh, mic's a bit loud. So yes, basically you've logged into the YouTube stream, of course. The Google link is in the description below. Just enter your email address and answer the multiple choice questions as they're asked live on air. So once the quiz is finished, just hit submit, and then that's basically it. You can stream the quiz on your laptop or on a television and use your phone to answer the questions, or better still, the hardcore ones out there, if you want to try it, do try and play it analog, of course. You'll get so much more respect for that, of course. Don't forget to share your picks using the hashtag BigNerdPubQuiz on all the social media, of course, all the social media links. We've got a new YouTube link. It's youtube.com/BigNerdPubQuiz, so it's super easy to find. And we're on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook there, of course. Couple of other things to mention: the Star Wars quiz coming up Monday, May the 4th, 2020, of course. And the Game of Thrones quiz, helped by Sasha Conlon, obviously. She's helped me write that one. So that's Monday the 27th of April, of course. And every Tuesday at 2 p.m, we've got the Big Nerd Kids quiz. Don't forget, you can buy official Big Nerd Pub Quiz merchandise exclusively from Northern Iron Tees. And you can win this t-shirt tonight. And use the discount code BIGQUIZ if you want to buy some really cool stuff from there. Check out all the range of t-shirts. It's fantastic stuff there. Also tonight, you can win a trial pack of Enerzaid, a classic flavoured sparkling energy drink, of course, another local company. Thanks for them to sponsoring that, of course. And yeah, that's, it's been an amazing couple of weeks. We started this 4 weeks ago. Unbelievable seeing all the feedback. We've got tons and tons of shout outs to get through, and a big thank you to my dad, who's basically fact checked the quiz tonight, and he's made sure that everything, the quiz, the actual answer sheet works. We've had so many technical gremlins with that, and I actually apologize for some of the slight colourful language I used earlier on. I didn't mean to. I think my mic was faded up. Anyway, less said about that the better. Let's start tonight's 9th Big Nerd Pub Quiz, coming to you live on YouTube. Here we go, it's our first round tonight. It is, of course, general knowledge round. Big shout out to Tommy for all the help with these graphics as well, and all my fans and family out there. We'll get kicked off with tonight's first question, round 1, question 1. This general knowledge round, if you're playing in future, of course, it's basically made up of stuff which is happening in the news. And I know 90% of the news right now is the C word. But yeah, this is other stuff that is happening as well. So here we go, round 1, question 1. Let's get to it. So round 1, question 1. The handwritten lyrics of which Beatles song sold at auction this week for £731,000? So round 1, question 1. The handwritten lyrics of which Beatles song sold at auction this week for £731,000? Okay, round 1, question 2. The 99-year-old veteran Tom Moore raised money for the NHS charities and did so by completing how many laps in his garden? Stupendous effort. Apparently he's raised, and this is at the time I last checked, 12 million for the NHS. Absolutely fantastic effort. But yes, the 99-year-old UK veteran Tom Moore raised money for the NHS charities and did so by completing how many laps in his garden? You can see there I've actually reduced the number of options in the quiz. I'm kind of sticking with that Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And speaking of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, of course, from quiz this week, round 1, question 3. What was the answer to Major Charles Ingram's £1 million question in the infamous Who Wants to Be a Millionaire episode? Okay, so he basically, I think it was... Okay, if you don't know what the question is and you're scratching your head wondering what the question is, it's basically what is 10 to the power of 10 to the power of 10. So it's 10 with like 100 zeros after it. And that's it. That's all I'm going to tell you. But yes, what was the answer to Major Charles Ingram's £1 million question in the infamous Who Wants to Be a Millionaire episode? Round 1, question 4. Tim Brooke Taylor sadly passed away this week, but which comedy troupe was he famous for performing alongside Bill Oddie and Graham Garden? That's round 1, question 4. Tim Brooke Taylor passed away this week, sadly. So which comedy troupe was he famous for performing alongside Bill Oddie and Graham Garden? He actually had a small cameo in the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory as well. But yes, comic genius. Sadly lost. Round 1, question 5. As the Mayor of London announces free bus travel for Mall for next week, what was the name of the famous red bus that was introduced in 1956 and retired in 2005? So that's one there. You definitely recognise that. I think they still run a heritage route in London. I think that's around about... They run, I think it's the 15. I think it's the 15 that they run. And that's, you can actually get on these classic buses. Used to be able to jump on the back when it was still moving, but what was the name of the famous red bus that was introduced in 1956 and retired there not so long ago in 2005? And your final general knowledge question for this evening. So now broadcasting from home with an audience of 8.27 million listeners, who hosts the most popular show on BBC Radio 2? And I think it's the most popular show in the UK, right now. So, round 1, question 6. Broadcasting from home, because of the current events, and with a listenership of over 8.27 million, who hosts the most popular show on BBC Radio 2 and BBC in general, really. So, yeah. So, there you go. There's your round 1 roundup. So just go quickly through them. The handwritten lyrics of which Beatles songs sold at auction for £731,000? Number 2, 99-year-old Tom Moore raised money for the NHS by doing how many laps in his garden? Number 3, what was the answer to Major Charles Ingram's £1 million question in the infamous Who Wants to Be a Millionaire episode? Tim Brooke Taylor passed away this week, the name of his comedy troupe that he was in. The name of the famous red buses that were introduced in 56 and retired in 2005. And what is the who hosts the most popular radio show in BBC Radio 2 or UK for that matter? All right, that's your first round. We'll get our first round of shout-outs out of the way, actually, because I get so many of them, and people begging me, But like, if in future, by all means, get your shout-outs in super, super early. We've got Sarah Summersby in North London, who loved the Star Trek quiz during the week. Of course, we got Lou Lockett, who wants a shout out for Keelan and Rohan playing in Cheshire with mum and dad. How's it going, guys? Lucy Taggart from Hertfordshire and her sisters and mum and dad, whose dad's actually from Newry, funnily enough. Big shout out to them. Mamta, her husband Milan, and her buddies and family joining in Manchester, Coventry, and in London. Big shout out to you guys as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, if you want to get involved, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, of course, and sign up to all the social medias here. Okay, we're on all of them. Okay, so here is your next round tonight. Big Nerd Pub Quiz movies, and I've decided to theme this one this week. The movies round is going to be all about super cool action movies, mainly ones that I'm into. So I know the guys out there who play and know me. I totally dig movies like this. So this entire movie round is all action movies themed. So yes, here we go. Round 2, question 1. What is the name of the main corporation that builds RoboCop in the movie? The 1987 film Paul Verhoeven. I was meant to meet Paul Walker there, who actually plays RoboCop at Dublin Comic Con, but sadly got cancelled. And I actually got a RoboCop 2. Sorry, Peter Weller. Peter Weller, who plays RoboCop, and he, unfortunately, the whole gig got cancelled. So, but what's the name of the corporation, the evil corporation that builds RoboCop, and then builds that other thing as well? Round 2, question 2. Who's the only actor to have been killed on screen by an alien, Terminator, and a Predator? So there's one actor out there who basically, he's been in, I think, sequels of these movies. No, he's in the first Terminator, the second Aliens, and the second Predator movie. But yes, the guy who's been killed on screen, the only actor who's on screen been killed by the alien, a Terminator, and a Predator. So that's round 2, question 2. Round 2, question 3. Who played the main sheriff in the film First Blood, the very first Rambo movie? He passed away during the week. A very famous actor. But yes, who played the main sheriff in the film First Blood? For such violent movies, I think only one person dies in the first Rambo. Yeah, and then the rest of them are just bloodfests. Like, just unapologetically violent. So yes, that's round 2, question 3. Round 2, question 4. In which year does Judgment Day mean to take place in the 1991 film Terminator 2? Now, I say mean to take place because, obviously, no spoiler alert, events obviously change within the movie, but it's meant to take place in the particular year. But in which year does Judgment Day mean to take place in the 1991 film Terminator 2? Come with me if you want to live. Anyway, round 2, question 5. What is the name of the planet that the Space Marines fight the bugs in the 1997 film Starship Troopers? Another Paul Verhoeven movie. Another, massively criminally underrated Paul Verhoeven film. Fantastic action sequences. Who was it? Denise Richards is in it, and Casper Van Dien. Wonder what he's up to these days. Anyway, round 2, question 5. The name of the planet that the Space Marines fight the bugs in the 1997 film Starship Troopers. Still holds up. I think that movie still holds up. And really, who's it? Neil Patrick Harris is in that movie too. Okay, so round 2, question 5. And round 2, question 6. What is the name of Sigourney Weaver's character in the Alien franchise? So round 2, question 6. What is the name of Sigourney Weaver's character in the Alien franchise? And there's your round 2 action movie roundup. So just go through them quickly again. What's the name of the main corporation that builds RoboCop? Number 2, the only actor to have been killed on screen by an alien, Terminator, and a Predator. Who played the main sheriff in the film First Blood? Passed away during the week, sadly. In which year does Judgment Day mean to take place in the 1991 film Terminator 2? The name of the planet that the Space Marines fight the bugs in 1997 film Starship Troopers. And the name of Sigourney Weaver's character in the Alien franchise is the last question of the action movie round. Big shout out to Banterflix, by the way. They're big fans. I know they tune in every week. And of course, Fright Club NI. The guy at Fright Club NI has actually suggested, he's actually written a horror movie quiz for me to do. So yeah, thanks very much for that. We will get that. I will definitely put that on at some point. Okay, here's what you've been waiting for all night. Here is the next Reeling in the Years round, part 1. So how am I going to do this? There's 2 parts, right? Basically, pay attention to each of the clips. So you're going to see 7 short clips from a particular year. All I'm looking for is the year that these particular events took place in. And also bear in mind, take some notes about the actual events which are happening, because there's going to be questions about those in the second part of Reeling in the Years quiz. Okay, so here's your first one. Like I said before, all these events or TV shows or movies or historical events or sporting events took place in this particular year. So here's your first one, Reeling in the Years, question number 1.
Join me, hon. We'll have some fun when the time strikes 1. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock till broad.
Cruyff making ground to get himself under that. Oh, a beautiful dummy from Cruyff.
Walter Matthau, Robert Shaw. The most spectacular hijack in history. The taking of Pelham. 1, 2, 3.
You broke my heart. You broke my heart.
Good evening. Tonight, the football world was stunned by the shock news that after only 7 weeks in the job, Brian Clough has been sacked as manager of Leeds United.
Well, 7 weeks is hardly a long time to be given a chance in any job. I would hope that Mr. Revy would get a lot longer time in his job.
Therefore, I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow. Vice President Ford will be sworn in as president at that hour in this office.
Okay, some very, very key historical events taking place there. Of course, the last one you saw there was the resignation of Richard Nixon. The film The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. The famous Cruyff turn. Where did that happen? The sacking of Brian Clough from Leeds United. And the famous scene from the film Godfather Part 2. Which year did these events happen? Okay, here's your next one.
The comeback kid. He is our projected winner as President of the United States, re-elected for a second term, the first Democrat since Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Choose life, choose a job, choose a career, choose a family, choose a big television. Yeah.
It's coming, football's coming home.
It's Gareth Southgate. And Kafka saved it.
This is actually what happened. This is really a camera right at the front of the stage. This is what Jarvis did.
Are we going to see?
Here he is. This is actual footage from the front row. And now, watch this. That's one of Jackson's dancers. Jarvis goes forward.
Okay, so more historical events there. Some a little bit closer to home, this one. Of course, you'll remember some of the events, some of the songs from that particular year. And the event at the very last one was when Jarvis Cocker got on the stage at Michael Jackson's performance at the Brits that year. But yes, that's that particular year. The Spice Girls, of course, and a very famous football competition. Yes, here we go. Next one coming up.
Paris. At first it looked as if things were returning to normal. The capital and many other centres in France were on the move. But so too were students and other left-wing demonstrators who weren't content to let the fight for their cause, whatever it is, just peter out. Quickly, the situation reverted to ugly street warfare, with riot police giving no quarter and getting none in return.
Martin Luther King, 39 years old and a Nobel Peace Prize winner, and the leader of the nonviolent civil rights movement in the United States, was assassinated in Memphis tonight.
There with you. But I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
Bobby Charlton made it 4-1. Manchester United had well and truly done it. They were supreme soccer champions of Europe. At last, Matt Busby, the maestro of Manchester United, had groomed a team great enough to beat Europe's best. He was king of soccer. His wonderful 11 men were all princes.
My thanks to all of you, and now it's on to Chicago, and let's win there. Thank you very much.
Senator Kennedy has been shot. Is that possible? Oh, my God. Senator Kennedy has been shot.
And these are the men who will make this historic voyage to the moon, the crew of Apollo 8.
In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep.
So this year was a particularly tumultuous year. The assassinations of RFK and MLK, the first flight around the moon, Manchester United winning the European Cup, and of course some Rolling Stones in there, and the very famous movie by Stanley Kubrick, 2001: A Space Odyssey. But which year did all those things happen in? Okay, here's your next one.
Tatakawa. Murphy! Here we go! History!
One of 6 sites attacked in the heart of the French capital.
And this is that explosion at the soccer stadium. You can hear it at least 100.
It's true. All of it.
Oh, we do love each other, really.
I simply must get rid of him.
All about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble.
Okay, that one was also pretty close to home. The events in there, of course, the Paris attacks. And there was at the very beginning, the first one there, of course, was the rugby game, very famous Japanese victory over South Africa. I didn't see that game because I was at another game at that particular World Cup, and it just goes to show you, like, the closer you are to an event, the less you know about it, the less you see of it. Okay, this next one, big heads up, there's a very loud scream at the start of it, so do turn your TV down. I don't know how loud this is going to be, but heads up, okay? Here's your next one.
Hello, good evening, and as the countdown to a brand new channel ends, a brand new countdown begins. This countdown is a quiz game that all of you can play at home.
Early in the second half, Jerry Armstrong begins another surging run, one of many in the tournament. Hamilton crosses, and Armstrong gets his reward of Arconaut.
Now, a news report from John Humphreys.
Britain has suffered its first major losses in the Falklands conflict. The Ministry of Defence announced tonight that the destroyer Sheffield came under an Argentine missile attack. It later sank.
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe.
Okay, so a very famous victory for Northern Ireland there in a particular World Cup. We had in the Falklands conflict, of course, a scene from the film Blade Runner and E.T., two very influential science fiction films that came out in this particular year. And yes, and the launch of a very brand new UK TV channel. Okay, here's your very last Reeling in the Years round question 6.
Father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next.
You've just won $1 million!
In '87, Huey released this, 4, their most accomplished album. I think their undisputed masterpiece is Hip to Be Square.
I won fair and square. That's right, state of Florida. Read my mouth. I am the President of the United States.
Okay, so that was Reeling in the Years Part 1. That's the best clip I could get of George W. Bush, which of course is Will Ferrell on Saturday Night Live, which is actually far more convincing and a lot more coherent than the actual George W. Bush. But which year was that? There's some events in there, of course. I'm trying to think. Madonna. We had American Psycho. So when did that happen? Okay, so gonna go straight into the next Reeling in the Years round. So this is Reeling in the Years Part 2, in which we look at questions about those particular years. Okay, so here we go. Round 4, question 1. So round 4, question 1. You saw a clip from the famous Godfather Part 2, but who wrote the famous book, The Godfather, on which those films are based? So round 4, question 2. Who wrote the famous book, The Godfather, on which those movies were based? Okay, round 4, question 2. Who did Bill Clinton and Al Gore defeat in that election, which was seen in that clip? So who did Bill Clinton and Al Gore defeat in that election seen in the clip? Just been told there's a couple of issues here. There might be a couple of bit of screaming issues. Going to slow down the quiz a little bit so people can catch up. So round 4, question 3. Which famous U2 song was dedicated to the life of Martin Luther King Jr. in their 1984 album, The Unforgettable Fire? Now, I think there's more than one song on that album dedicated to MLK, but the one that's in the options there, the one that famously talks about his assassination. So round 4, question 3. Which famous U2 song... I'm going to cut the music. So which famous U2 song was dedicated to the life of Martin Luther King Jr. in their album, 1984 album, The Unforgettable Fire? I'm actually going to kill the music, the background music, because it's slowing down the buffering, so I understand that this quiz might pause. But yes, so I'm going to keep going. Round 4, question 4. The make of the car that James Bond drives through the streets of Rome in the film Spectre. What is the make of the car that James Bond drives through the streets in the film Spectre? Okay, we're getting a bit of lag here. Okay, so next question. Round 4, question 5. What was the name of the Argentinian ship sunk by the Royal Navy that inspired the Sun headline, Gotcha? So what was the name of the Argentinian ship sunk by the Royal Navy that inspired the Sun headline, Gotcha? Can I just have a quick quality check? Can someone just text me and see if I'm still coming through? Okay, thank you. I know Rebecca Kowalski's out there listening. Round 4, question 6. In the clip you saw Steve Redgrave winning an Olympic gold medal. How many did he pick up over his career? Now, how many gold medals did Steve Redgrave, or Sir Steve Redgrave, pick up during his career? Just saying, YouTube's basically saying there's receiving not enough video. I think it should be coming across okay now. Okay, so in the clip, Steve Redgrave winning an Olympic gold medal. How many did he pick up over his career? That's gold medals now. And the round 4 roundup here. So who wrote the famous book The Godfather, in which the films were based? Number 2, who did Bill Clinton and Al Gore defeat in the election you saw in the clip? Which famous U2 song was dedicated to Martin Luther King? 4, what was the make of car that James Bond drives through the streets of Rome in the film Spectre? And what was the name of the Argentinian battleship sunk by the Royal Navy? And in the clip that you saw Steve Redgrave winning the Olympic gold medal, but how many gold medals did he pick up over his career? Okay, thanks guys. So we've just come to the halfway point in the quiz. It's exactly 8:30. Now, I'm just getting some people saying here, Rebecca and Haley, who've just texted in saying that everything's fine. I do get some status messages coming up saying that the stream's getting a little bit. I think that's when I use a little bit too much media, so I've actually had to kill the music. But yeah, anyway, we're going to continue with the shout outs here. Derville, Tiernan, and Elise in down the road in Drogheda. Hello to you guys. Susan Kent in family down in South London. Good to hear from you guys. Hello to Carl Walton from Leza and Scott. And we've got a happy birthday shout out to Ian Richardson in Portadown. Lots of love from his friends and family, and that's from Jill. And finally, Becky and Will in Dundrum, around the corner from me in Restrever here, of course. Thank you very much for tuning in. And yes, just a couple of points to bring up, of course. The merchandise you can buy of this amazing Big Nerd Pub Quiz t-shirt from NorthernIronTees.com. And that's actually our prize tonight. So yeah, if you win tonight, we'll actually... While I'm here, we'll announce the winner for the last one. It's Owen Moynihan. I keep on forgetting to do that. Owen Moynihan is the winner of the last Big Nerd Pub Quiz, of course. And tonight's winner, he'll also win a trial pack of Enerzaid energy drink. Great local company there. If you like what I'm doing, if you appreciate all the effort I'm putting into this quiz, by all means, do become a Patreon. If you'd like to buy me the price of a pint or a cup of coffee, you can donate to PayPal as well. I've put all the effort into this. I put all the effort into making this quiz, and I love making it, and I will continue to make it for the as long as this goes on. But yes, thank you so much for everyone who's been supporting the quiz over the last couple of weeks. It's been absolutely amazing. If you like what I'm doing, obviously follow all the social media, follow me, and also sign up to and subscribe and like the YouTube channel. This was the analytics for last quiz, the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire quiz. As you can see, you guys are getting much better. The graph, the curve, they're going up more to the end. The average points way over half, 34 out of 48. And yeah, everyone is getting better at the quizzes. I know there's lots of healthy competition. Families playing each other and people playing each other over Zoom. But yeah, it's absolutely amazing. I love seeing all your messages, of course, and all your stuff on Instagram. So yeah, by all means, do share. Use the hashtag BigNerdPubQuiz. And yes, if you like it, share with your friends and your family. Okay, round 5, as always, is sport. Love it or loathe it. It's one of those things. I really miss football. I should have been at West Ham Burnley today, but... those things happen. Anyway, so here we go. Firing on with tonight's Big Nerd Pub Quiz sports round. Okay, so question 1 of round 5. How many sprinters make up a standard Olympic relay race team? So round 5, question 1. How many sprinters make up a standard Olympic relay race team? Round 5, question 2. Where was the opening race of the Formula 1 season meant to be held this year? So the opening race of this year's racing calendar, Formula 1 racing calendar, where was the opening race of the F1 season meant to be held this year? Round 5, question 3. What score would a darts player get if they threw a double 7 and a triple 20? So round 5... question 3. What score would a darts player get if they threw a double 7 and a triple 20? Round 5, question 4. What is the distance in yards between the penalty spot and the goal line in a standard football pitch? So when Gareth Southgate went up to take that penalty back in that year where that competition happened, how far away was the penalty spot from the goal line? So yes, in yards. I think all the options there are in yards, of course. So what is the distance between the penalty spot and the goal line in a standard association football pitch? Next question, round 5. How many sides does an MMA ring have? So round 5, question 5. How many sides does a mixed martial arts ring have? A lot of fans of MMA in this country, of course, and around the world. But yes, how many sides does the ring have? And round 5, question 6. Name the wrestling promoter who Donald Trump announced this week would be the special advisor in restarting the US economy. Yes, and in case you're wondering, that is Stone Cold Steve Austin giving Donald Trump a Stone Cold Stunner. Stranger things have happened, and yep, the Commander-in-Chief, the President of the United States there, a couple of years ago, getting a Stone Cold Stunner. But name the wrestling promoter who Donald Trump announced this week would be a special advisor in restarting the US economy. And there's your round 5 questions round up. So question number 1, how many sprinters make up a standard Olympic relay race team? Number 2, where was the opening race of the Formula 1 season meant to be held this year? Number 3, what score would a darts player get if they threw a double 7 and a triple 20? Number 4, what is the distance in yards between the penalty spot and the goal line in a standard football pitch? How many sides does an MMA ring have? And name the wrestling promoter who Donald Trump announced this week would be a special advisor in restarting the US economy. And that's your sports one for Big Nerd Pub Quiz number 9 this week. And here's the next set of questions tonight, and it is a music round. Get the stinger back. I know it sounds a bit odd having no music, but what I might do is actually figure out a way to channel the music in a different way. It means we can have a little bit of background music. Quick amount of shout-outs just while we're in between rounds, of course. Paula and Barry Sands listening, as always. Love you guys. Paddy O'Dwyer and Simon Mills, along with Claire O'Neill and Robert, who is friends of Paddy's wife Aisling, are watching tonight. Aidan O'Brien's tuned in. Hope you're keeping well, man. All my London crew, of course. Greg, Juliet, Steph, Hannah, Phil, Rory, Haley, Tom and Sarah in Wolverhampton. Ollie, of course, and George over in Philadelphia, if she's watching. Or is it Pennsylvania? Somewhere in Pennsylvania. Miss you guys. Teresa Ray and her dad, of course. Her dad's dressed up tonight. He dresses up every time he watches the quiz. And he's dressed up as a French kiss. I get it now. You're dressed up as a French guy with a kiss makeup. Yes, I understand. Emma, Regina, Michelle, and Kat from Marie, who's competing there with Mazza, and Becky Nutting, and the Dead Parrots Society. Good to hear from you guys. So here's your first music question tonight. Round 6, question 1. Oop, stinger again. Okay, so name the multi-award winning composer who collaborated with lyricist Hal David on songs such as Alfie, The Look of Love, and Say a Little Prayer. So the famous composer who wrote the music with lyricist Hal David on songs such as Alfie, The Look of Love, and Say a Little Prayer. His music actually directly inspired the films of Austin Powers, and he's actually in Austin Powers. So there you are. Round 6, question 2. What is the nickname of the award that recognizes excellence in live theatre and musicals on Broadway? So round 6, question 2. All the Broadway theatres and the West End, of course, shut down during this time. But what is the nickname of the award that recognizes the excellence in live theatre and musicals on Broadway? It's their equivalent of the Oscars, basically. Round 6, question 3. Which artist had the biggest selling single in the UK charts in 2019 with the song Someone You Loved? So round 6, question 3. Very well-known artist. Which artist had the biggest selling single in the UK charts in 2019 with the song Someone You Loved? And it was the biggest selling single of that year. Here's your next one. Round 6, question 4. Another Beatles one. You know, I like the Beatles. You'll get a lot of Beatles questions. But what was the name of the record label that was set up by the Beatles in 1968? Got 4 options there again. But what was the name of the record label that was set up by the Beatles in 1968? They actually, their headquarters was in 4 Savile Row, and it's where they performed their very, very last concert in January 1969. It was famously filmed for the disastrous Let It Be movie, which is being re-released this year. But yes, round 6, question 4. The name of the record label was set up by the Beatles. Round 6, question 5. The hit musical Jersey Boys charts the story of which 1960s rock and roll band? So round 6, question 5. The hit musical Jersey Boys charts the story of which 1960s rock and roll band? And your final one, all the Eurovision fans out there will recognise this guy, epic sax guy. But the saxophone belongs to which instrument family in an orchestra? Round 6, question 6. The saxophone belongs to which instrument family in an orchestra? 4 options there for you. I calculated what the odds would be if it was 1 in 10. If you had 1 out of 10 shot multiplied by 48, it's something like 200 billion to 1 to get every question right on luck basis. But I've reduced those odds a little bit. But round 6, yeah, that's the thing. If you're stuck, all the answers are there. And here's your round 6 roundup, of course. So the name of the composer who wrote songs such as Alfie, Look of Love, and Say a Little Prayer. The nickname of the award that recognises excellence in live theatre and musicals and Broadway. The artist who had the biggest selling single in the UK charts in 2019. The name of the record label that was set up by the Beatles in 1968. The hit musical Jersey Boys was based on which rock and roll band? And the saxophone belongs to which instrument family in an orchestra? Okay, that's your music round for tonight. Round 7, as always, if you've been tuning in, is always a special round. So this week I've decided to do something a little bit different. Don't panic when you see this. This could be a little bit tricky, but if you see down your options there, this might be getting a little bit scientific. So round 7 is our first ever science round. Okay, so very basically, I'm going to ask you questions based on these chemical elements, the chemical symbols down here. Don't panic, it's not as bad as GCSE or A-level chemistry, if you can remember that. And apologies if I've got any of these wrong, but I did my research online and hopefully they'll hold up. And there are clues. I wouldn't just put up the chemical equation and just say, yeah, what is that? But we'll go with the first one. This should be very, very basic. Round 7, question 1. H. The first element found on the periodic table and the most common element in the universe. So that's a fairly easy one. You should get this one. But H, the first element found on the periodic table and the most common element in the universe. Also a member of STEPS. No, not kidding. Round 7, question 2. NaCl. That's sodium chloride or what other common table condiment? NaCl. Sodium chloride or what common table condiment? And question 3 ties back into the previous one, but so C2H4O2. I think those numbers should be a little bit smaller, but C2H4O2. This condiment goes well with the previous formula. So what goes very well with the one from question 2? Round 7, question 4. CH4, produced in vast quantities by cows and humans. It's not very nice to smell. And a lot of other animals as well, but yeah, particularly by cows and by humans as well. You know what I'm talking about, right? I'm not going to say it, but CH4, produced in vast quantities by cows and humans and other animals, of course. Not very nice to smell. Round 7, question 5. Au, a precious metal normally given at 50th wedding anniversaries. Should be fairly straightforward, that one. So Au, a precious metal normally given at 50th wedding anniversaries. And our final science one is bit of a complicated one. So C8H10N402. A central nervous stimulant found in a certain hot drink. And other drinks for that matter, but a certain hot drink. Take your time, look through the options. If you get this one straight off the bat, then kudos to you. I wouldn't have been able to get it myself, but like round 7, question 6. C8H10N402. There's your roundup there. So we're looking for the first element found on the periodic table and most common element in the universe. Sodium chloride, or what common table condiment is the second one. Number 3 goes well with number 2. Produced in vast quantities by cows and humans, not very nice to smell. A precious metal, normally given at 50th wedding anniversaries, and the central nervous stimulant found in hot drinks. Speaking of drinks tonight, you could win a trial pack of Enerzaid, of course, and if you want to try it out, do go to enerzaid.co.uk for a 25% discount using the discount code BigNerdQuiz. And don't forget, you can win the snazzy t-shirt, which I'm wearing tonight, from Northern Iron Tees. Or, you know what, you can just go ahead and buy it. If you don't fancy your chances tonight, you can be the coolest kid in the playground with a Big Nerd Pub Quiz t-shirt. And don't forget, if you want to support all my work, of course, on Patreon and PayPal there too. So that was your science round. We're going now into the very, very last round tonight. And tonight's final round is, we haven't done it yet, but it's geography. And we know you guys love these particular type of questions because I got a lot of good feedback from them. So tonight's geography round's a nice and easy one. I hope you all enjoy it. It's another emoji round, and basically all I'm looking for is the name of the country based on the emoji symbols, okay? So they should give you a clue to what it is. It's very phonetic. So all you have to do is kind of just say what you see, very much like Roy Walker in a catchphrase. So yeah, say what you see, and if you say it, say it. Okay, here you go. Try to work what that is. So F, a man running, and yeah, it's quite easy. But it's like, say what you see. So there we go. Round 8, question 1. I will go through these again, so don't worry about it. Okay, again. Round 8, question 2. If I say it on the mic right now, you'll totally get it. It'll totally blow it. But yes, there is the question there. So round 8, question 2. Stick all those things together and you will get what you're looking for. Round 8, question 3. It's quite a short word, this. So yes, a very just say what just say what you see. It's right there. Okay. All the options, of course, are right in front of you. Round 8, question 4. It might not be exactly what you think it is at the start, but again, add them up, okay? It's got 3 syllables, basically, so ba. Okay, round 8, question 4. There's no way I can make this more entertaining than it is. And it's actually, I'm trying to fill the gap left by the lack of music. Okay, round 8, question 5. That might be a tricky one. I stuck it in because I liked it. I thought it was quite fun, but, again, sound it out, right? Just sound it out. What is that? And add it to whatever that is on the side there, okay? So that's round 8, question 5. I'm not giving you any more clues than that because it's super easy. You'll all pick up points. And round 8, question 6. Again, just say it as it is. Next week, we'll go back to more complicated geography questions. But yes, for that is round 8, question 6. Go fire through those again. There's number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. And number 6. Okay, by now you should have finished the actual Big Nerd Pub quiz itself. That's the final round. All you have to do is hit submit on the Google Docs and it should automatically tell you your score. But do stick about and see where you went wrong and where you messed up. Again, I'll try to do as many shout-outs as I can. Haley's just texted me there, said, hi to my sister Amanda and her cat Lily in London. Big out shout-out to Paul and Becca, Paul Atkinson, Lloyd and Becca who are listening in Hitchin. Declan McKay in Jersey, of course. I'm just looking here. Like I get so many messages from people doing the quiz. It's great to hear for you. Tom says he loves the emoji round. Estelle Whiteleaf, of course, always plays. Karen Houston says, hi Mark, can you give a big shout out to Matt, Karen and Erin in Donegal. Becky Nutting. Basically, she's asking me, do you have any other ideas for quizzes? Yes, we do. We do have a Star Wars quiz coming up. That's May the 4th. There's going to be a Game of Thrones quiz. And there is the kids quiz every Tuesday. So if you've got little ones who want to be entertained with something vaguely educational for about an hour every Tuesday at 2 is the kids quiz. Thanks again to all my sponsors and all my friends and all my family out there who've been supporting me. You guys have been absolutely amazing. I absolutely love all the messages I'm getting. And yeah, we're going to be totally doing like Harry Potter quizzes, movie quizzes. We're going to do a horror quiz at some point. I'm going to do a sports quiz for all you sports fans out there too. And yeah, just keep the ideas coming. Like and share the channel, of course. There's the Patreon and PayPal and all the social medias. Sure, you hear this from me all the time. So I bet you're wondering to know how you got on. So here we go with our answers for round 1. Hey Jude was the lyrics sold at auction there during the week. 100 laps was Tom Moore's objective there, and he did that, and he's raised over 12 million, and that's the last time I checked. Google is the answer for Major Charles Ingram's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire question. Tim Brooke Taylor was in the goodies with Bill Oddie and Graham Gardner. The Route Master is the name of the bus. And Ken Bruce has the most listened to show in the country. Round 2 answers. OCP, Omni Consumer Products. That's what that means, by the way. OCP are the company that builds Robocop. Bill Paxton was the guy who gets killed by the Terminator, the Robocop, Terminator, Alien, and Predator. Brian Dennehy sadly passed away during the week. Plays the sheriff in the movie Rambo. 1997 is when Judgment Day is going to happen, or did happen, or when it should have happened. Clendathu's the planet with the bugs, and Ellen Ripley is the main character in the Alien franchise. Round 3 answers. I bet you've all been down to know why you went wrong with this one, but 1974 was the famous year in which Richard Nixon resigned. You would have got Euro 96 there from those clips. Of course, Gareth Southgate's famous penalty miss. 1968 was the year of the Apollo 8 moon mission, MLK and RFK assassinations. 2015, now I know people would have seen 2016 on the screen, but yes, those events took place the year before, and it was 2015, Adele, Skyfall, the Paris attacks. 1982 was when E.T. Came out, Blade Runner, the Falklands War, and the launch of Channel 4. And 2000 was Madonna, Slim Shady, of course, and all those other events I can't just recall offhand. Round 4, Mario Puzo wrote The Godfather. Bob Dole was the candidate defeated by Bill Clinton and Al Gore in their re-election in 1996. Pride in the Name of Love was the U2 song dedicated to Martin Luther King. Aston Martin is the car driven by James Bond in the film Spectre. The Belgrano was the name of the battleship sank by the British in the Falklands War. And Steve Redgrave won 5 gold medals. 4 sprinters make up a relay team in sports. Melbourne was meant to be the first place for the Formula 1 this year. 74 is the score in darts. 12 yards is the distance between the penalty spot and the goal line in football. 8 sides does an MMA ring have, and Vince McMahon is the WWE promoter that Trump has got on board to restart the economy. Round 6 answers. Burt Bacharach's the name of that composer. The Tonys, the Tony Awards, is the right answer for the Broadway musical and Theatre Awards. Louis Capaldi had the biggest selling song of 2019. Apple was the record label set up by the Beatles. The Four Seasons was Jersey Boys. And Woodwind. I know that could have thrown a lot of people, because everyone, you see a saxophone, you automatically think brass. But no, it's Woodwind. And round 7. So your elements there were hydrogen, salt, vinegar, methane, gold, and caffeine. Yes, caffeine has a chemical symbol. And the final answers from the emoji round. I know you would have got these all right. France was the first one. Turkey, Oman, Botswana, Belgium, and Ukraine. Okay, thank you very much. That's the quiz ended a little bit earlier tonight. It's coming up to 5 to 9 here at in Westrevor, County Down. Wherever you are in the world, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, use the hashtag BigNerdPubQuiz to share all your photographs and get in touch with me by any means. And if you have any ideas, let me know. Don't forget about the merch. We've got some cool t-shirts. And yes, thank you for making this happen. And it's been an amazing couple of weeks. I'm absolutely humbled by all the response that I've gotten. Like, we're on this journey together, and I'm hopefully I love keeping you guys entertained twice a week, and with the the kids quiz as well. It's been absolutely amazing, and it's not a patch on the work that the guys in the NHS and the health services down south are doing. Everyone literally putting their lives on the line to keep us safe. I hope everyone's keeping well. I hope you're all happy. I hope you're all getting your exercise and everything like that. And yeah, I'll keep making these quizzes as long as you want. And thank you very much for all your support again. It's been absolutely amazing. So finally, just to let you know, Game of Thrones quiz coming up Monday the 27th. There's no quiz on Monday, this coming Monday. I thought I'd take a break. Doing 3 quizzes back to back during the week nearly wrecked me. And of course, the Star Wars quiz, May the 4th, 2020. Next proper Big Nerd Pub quiz is on Wednesday, the 22nd of April at 8 p.m. Kids quiz on a Tuesday at 2. And don't forget to catch me on all the different social media memes, of course, and Patreon and PayPal there. Thanks again to all my friends and family who've been watching. You've been absolutely amazing. Cheers, and I'll see you again next time. All the best. Bye.